Let's take in some Double-A baseball. The Portland Sea Dogs are hosting the Harrisburg Senators, and Harrisburg is up 2-0 in the bottom of the sixth inning. We're going to have an ejection coming up, so pay attention. It starts with that dude spraying that ball right over the leaping try of the second baseman and getting on first base. That's kind of important. And then the next guy is going to come up. He's number 24. I forget his name. I think it's Castellanos. He's having a good year right now, batting .300. Takes the curveball low. The 1-0 fastball takes that one low as well. Now he's geared up to swing at the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball count. He does swing, pops it like straight up. Like straight, incredibly up. The runner that was on his way to second is retreating because it's probably going to get caught, and the batter is running down the line. Now, we don't have camera angles of what happens. It's Double-A. They do a good job with the broadcast. They have a lot of camera angles. They just, it was a weird play, so they didn't have it, but you can see the aftermath. The runner and the first baseman collided with the runner coming out okay. The first baseman on the ground, the first base ump and the home plate ump just point to the situation while the second base ump calls someone out. Not sure who or how or where. But before we get to the umpire and the coach portion, the pitcher is kind of looking at the runner and saying, hey, what the hell, man? Why'd you run into my first baseman like that? And the runner is going to look at him and say, well, I don't know, man. I'm just running the first base. I got a skinny path here. That's where I go. And he was in my way. What do you want me to do? Meanwhile, the first baseman and this dude must be friends because they just hold hands and say it's all good. No worries. Now, among the nonsense and melee of the two teams just saying hi to each other, number 7, the coach, Tripp, he's going to go to the umpire and say, what are you calling this? How could they both be safe? My guy's fielding a play. My guy's looking up in the air trying to catch the ball like that, and he gets run into. Isn't that interference or impeding or whatever? Obstruction? I don't know. All the umpires that always comment in the comments, let me know. But I was under the assumption that if a fielder is trying to field a ball, if he's in the act of fielding a ball, a runner has to avoid him. You have to let him field the ball, even if it's in the baseline. And the manager's arguing that the ball wasn't even in the baseline. He's saying, no, it was on the grass. The runner went out of his way to mess with my fielder. How could that possibly result in both of their runners being safe? So he points to the grass here, and you'll hear it more later. And the umpire's telling him, please stop. And he's saying, no, I'm not going to stop. I'd like to understand how both runners could be safe. He said the ball is in the air. He's trying. Oh, come on. He's just flabbergasted. He's like, but how? How could you possibly say that, though? And the ump's like, well, that's what we're saying happened, blah, 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 blah. He's like, can you please step aside and let us talk about it? He's like, well, I don't want to. Well, we'll just step aside. We'll discuss it. They do. The umpires discuss it. They don't change their minds at all, even though the second base ump didn't seem to be on the same wavelength as them. So there's where it gets fun. The umpire starts telling them, like, come on. This can't be right. How are both of them safe? I don't get how, because I'm guessing what he's saying is like, all right, even if you come to the conclusion that the first baseman wasn't going to make the play, so the interference didn't affect the play, maybe he just slipped on the wet grass and fell and the ball fell. You guys blew it dead or called time or whatever. He could have just picked up the ball and thrown it to second and he would have been out. The guy at second called him out. I'm guessing that's the second part of his argument. Obviously, we didn't see exactly what happened, but I still don't understand how both runners would be safe in the situation if there was a collision, and that's what he's saying. And he's going to say, the ball landed and you gave him second base. That is not the rule, and you fucking know it. Both of you guys got to know that this is fucking wrong. This is wrong. That's the rule. No, it's not the rule. And he's going to tell him, like, the ball landed right fucking there. Oh, Tripp, don't do it. And he says, right fucking here. Now he's going to go show him where the ball landed. He's going to take his hat off. He says, right there. And you can't see my hat. I'll help you out. Here's my jersey. It landed right there. And now, I mean, look at this manager compared to this manager, right? This guy, not incredibly that intimidating. So I think Tripp knows exactly what he's doing, using the hat as a prop and the jersey as a prop. And Tripp, I'm not mad at you about it, but I'm just saying, you know that when you go hat off and reveal that beautiful bald head and you go jersey off and now you got the tight muscle shirt on, you're a different guy. And look, he's even acting like a different guy. It's almost like he took off his, his disguise was underneath. Now this is the real Tripp. He's badass. And the umpires say, yeah, just to remind you, he's safe and he's safe. Yeah, you're safe and you're safe. And nothing happened from the collision. And the coach got ejected. And in minor league ball, you can't like go through the clubhouse. So he's got to walk all the way across the field and just let him know what's up. But again, straight shit, Tripp. Get after it. You look great. Did it matter? Yeah, the scoreboard's wrong. Don't mind that. The next guy flies out. I believe they call infield fly. Doesn't matter. He catches it. But the batter after him sends the ball into left field, which scores the runner on second base. He's going to come around and score. Maybe he wouldn't have if it was called the other way. I don't know. All the umpires in the comment section, let me know. Like, if there was interference, if the runner did run in to the first baseman as he was trying to catch the ball, which I think is what happened, what should the ruling have been? Did they get it right? Did they get it wrong? I'll export, I'll upload, and I'll wait to see.